Hello there. Dr. Bill Crawford here. I'm a psychologist, founder of Crawford Performance Solutions, speaker, author. Today, however, I'm here to talk about a subject that is near and dear to my heart, and that's the subject of parenting. Being the father of two wonderful boys, I have gotten clear how important that job is and yet how hard it is. So what I've done is come up with a book, actually, called How to Get Kids to Do What You Want. It's really all about parenting. If you're interested in that, I'll show you how you can get a copy toward the end of this segment. There's a quote, however, that I have found that is going to come out as one of my weekly quotes, another thing you can be a part of if you want, that I think speaks to the job of being a parent and how and why it's so hard. The quote says, "One of the barriers to being a great parent is the mistaken belief that we're raising kids." Now, I know some people are going, well, wait a minute, of course we're raising kids. What else would we be raising? I'm going to suggest we are no more raising kids than a cattle farmer is raising calves, or a chicken farmer is raising chicks. What we're raising is adults. And therefore, we want to keep our eye on that end result. We want to make sure we know what we want that adult to look like, to be like. And that way we can use that knowledge in our interactions with them. So when I'm doing my seminar on how to get kids to do what you want, or talking with a parent here in my office, I'll ask them the question, what's the quality or characteristic you want your child to have when they become an adult? And they come up with great answers like responsible and kind and employed and confident and compassionate and loving, all wonderful things. What's fascinating, however, is the one word they never say. Not one parent, not one teacher, when I ask the question, what's the quality or characteristic you want your child to have when they become an adult? They've never said the word obedient. Now, I'm sure we want them to be law-abiding citizens, just like we are. And for those of you who have a spiritual perspective, maybe obedient to God may be one of the things you want them to be. But we don't want them just blindly going around obeying everybody that tells them something to do. Matter of fact, we want them to be the opposite, to be independent, to have self-confidence, to be able to trust their own inner voice and inner guide. And therefore, what I think we want to do is to first get very clear, maybe obedience isn't what we want to be teaching. If it's not a quality we want them to have when they become an adult, maybe we shouldn't be using it with them as children. In fact, have you noticed that when we are trying to get our kids to be obedient, remember a quality we don't want them to have as an adult, that's when they're the most resistant. So I suggest we do this instead. We make this list of the qualities and characteristics we want them to have as an adult, and then we recognize that every time we're interacting with our kids, we're teaching them something. So what if we made our highest purpose to always interact with them in a way that is teaching them one of the qualities or characteristics we want them to have as an adult? What I found as a parent is when I'm able to keep this in mind, and when I work with people and advise people, when they are able to keep this in mind, it allows us to teach responsibility by being responsible, compassionate by being compassionate, confidence by being confident. Our children see that in us. They start to emulate us. We become the role models that we really want to be because we are teaching them the qualities and characteristics we want them to have when they become an adult. If you found this valuable, you might want to get my book, How to Get Kids to Do What You Want. It goes into all kinds of ways to bring this philosophy to life. It also speaks to another philosophy that I have that has to do with how our brain processes information. One of the things that happens when we try to get our kids to be obedient, they often go into that lower resistant brain. We want them to be in that upper receptive brain, and I show you how to do that in the book. The book is also available as an ebook, as an audio book on CD, and as an audio download. You can go to my store. If you're already on the website, just go to the store. If you're not on the website yet, you can go to billcphd.com or billcrawfordphd.com. Go to the store, you'll be able to read about all the products, and especially those around kids, that can help you be more influential in your life and in your child's life. By the way, if you're also more interested in this information about the brain, on the first page of the website, you can sign up for 4 free videos that will explain this to you, talk about the difference between the brainstem and the neocortex, how to shift from one to the other, and how to stay in this upper 80% and bring our best to life regardless of the situation. I hope you have found this valuable. It's fun for me to present these segments. Here's to you having more clarity, confidence, and creativity in everything you do. And I'll see you in the next segment.